Welcome to week 7 of the AOE Champions Gauntlet. You are joining us on CappingTV tonight as we watch PPE of Revival versus Phoenix. These two teams will be battling it out. My name is Jevons. I'm joined by my co-caster Bemi. Bemi, how are you doing?
Oh my gosh, we're casting Overwatch, dude. This is like our first time doing it together. This is really cool.
Yeah. Normally we're on that CSGO kick, but tonight we're going to be checking out some Overwatch, which is good. I mean, look, this is going to be.
Well, these
you normally get a chance to see two teams from the same org or under the same banner really duke it out with each other.
It's actually really common in Overwatch, because but you're right. In like CSGO turns, the only time I've ever seen like team versus team from the same org was like Chiefs and Chiefs Academy, like when they were playing against each other in like I think WESG 2017-18, and then but there's so many tier 3 teams will have academy teams, so it's not too far-fetched. Also, this is Paper Airplane. In Paper Airplane, they literally live up to their name, which is it's so easy to make a paper airplane. It's just like the same way that they produce teams. But I do have an important question. Do we have a lobby?
We do have a lobby, yes. Yeah.
I would love.
I think we're just getting everybody into it now.
Okay.
Except for you, it seems.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get an invite for you.
Yeah, that would be great. I don't think anybody has my battle tag.
Oh no. Well, let's try and get that sorted out in the background. Whilst we're waiting for that, though, we can talk a little bit about these two teams, at least how they've been going on the 6 weeks that we've played so far.
Yeah,
and both seem to be doing fairly even. Actually, they have the same stats overall. I think just in terms of results, rounds 1 to loss, that kind of stuff, I think Phoenix is doing just a little bit better.
Yeah, just by win rate, but this is basically kind of the go big or go home moment, Jeff, because a lot of 4-2s here. So TLDR, this is it. These are very important games if you want to make it to playoffs or have a very high chance of making it to playoffs. And then knocking down people to 4-3 is just not going to make it a lot easier. You do have an 8th round after this, but that's roughly about all you can say about these teams. Is that there's a lot of questions raising on this, and we're gonna be it's very interesting the way that the map pool is laid out as well, just for the Champions Gauntlet, because there's no time wasting to decide what control map it's gonna be. You just you do have 2 choices.
Well, kind of, yeah. I mean, you've got just to run through it. First control map is the first map, that's Nepal. Then you pretty much hopping right over to the 5th map, Weijong Tower. But I mean, you have at least that hybrid sort of sitting there in the middle there, map 3, whether it's King's or Eichenwald. So I mean, if you're really a control point heavy kind of team, if that's your bread and butter, so to speak, then you've got a bit of an opportunity. But I can definitely see where you're coming from there. There's you don't really get to flex that particular muscle too much.
No, and a lot of people, so many casters brush off the control point map just because it's like it doesn't really discern anything. Unless it's like 2 0 to 100s in a row, nobody really reads into the situation because basically it's kind of like getting the rust off. That's why I think control is really good map, because the best of 3 within the best of 5 is such a way of like getting the rust off and really just sort of going like, okay, we've learned their behaviors, and you can just sort of learn play styles on the go there. It's almost like a scrim into the actual match. Sorry,
yeah.
Are you play-by-play or color?
We have loaded up into the server, and interestingly on Lijiang. That's I think that might have been a bit of a bug. Yeah, I think they're getting that sorted out. So that's good, of course. So Yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much what you're looking for in this particular map is just for both these teams to shake a bit of that rust off, as you say, and try and get warmed up. I mean, there we go. We're loading into Nepal now, so
yes!
we should be getting this kicked off soon.
My favorite.
Yeah. I mean, they did have a week off last weekend because it was PAX Australia, so
also Gauntlet.
Yeah, so they've had perhaps a little bit of a break. Not too much, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but I mean, maybe that provides a bit more time to sort of look over stats research or study the other team a little bit more. A little bit awkward when, of course, it's your buds over in the other team for the org.
I think that makes it even more fun because it is with your buds, like you said. But more so on the map, and just to talk about like Gauntlet last week, because that really defined a lot of the meta, just especially with the DPSs being Reaper and Doomfist being the designated ones. With Sanctum, which is where we're at right now, this is going to be a lot more environmental kill based. So I'm interested to see how that will go down, just from the standpoint that a lot of the time double shield doesn't come to play, and I don't know what's popular here in this region. I've been casting a lot of EU and NA, but I haven't really casted this area, so I'm excited to see. Looks like we're going to go with the Death Ball here from the side of Revival. Meanwhile on Phoenix, it is going to be just classic double shield meta, the current stuff that we've been looking for, so pay attention to see how one less shield will make the difference.
Yeah, a little bit interesting. We've actually got Water's Edge on Sigma there, which I don't know if it's too crazy a point to make. But anyways, they are starting to contest this point as it does unlock now. Who's going to survive on this? Looks like it will be, well, yeah, Water's Edge and Co. And quite a bit of fun there. And we've got that's going to be a fairly quick wipe. So some early advantages gained there. It's good. I mean, I don't think they're able to get any kind of any hits in themselves before they're completely evicted off the point.
No, just unfortunately, just with the fact that you have only one shield, means that basically the rest of the team just sort of straight up die. Ball Halt just tries to get in there, not going to be finding any results there. It seems fine, but overall right now they're just doing a solid rotation. And look at the ult economy right now for the red team. It is just super solid right now for Revival, and already they're eating a lot of damage, so I think DJ Jeff ready to do some damage if they don't die soon, which they do.
Yeah, I've lost one. Oh, Orisa.
Whoa!
Subjan pooped right off the edge there, and they're trying to use that ult economy, and it's going to be exactly what they need. Clownfish popping off the Death Blossom, but they're all hiding around the corner there. Look, that pit on the side of that point there is hungry, and it is incredibly well fed right now, as Revival will push Phoenix off of the point another time.
Fair enough. Well, alright, you have all the ult economy in the world. Tyler just using their coalescence allows them to just still build this up in its last teamfight territory, and they don't really have any ultimates on the side of the blue team, so it looks like Revival just ready to go and just finish this off.
Yeah, I mean, they've got, oh wow, they've got, yeah, the Sandberry drop there. They have 3 other ults as well. Meteor Strike, well actually DJ, that is killed, so he's not going to be able to use that. That could be at least a little bit of lifeline back in, but Phoenix lose the majority of the roster. It's on overtime. The Maliwan will die, and that's it. Nobody's going to come for them. So this, Sanctum will go to the side of Revival, and that seems a fairly strong start, but I mean, you said it before, we've got to wait and see if they're going to get warmed up after this first map. So Phoenix could have a lot more in store for us, even now.
Yeah, it was pretty much a domino effect with the fact that they went Death Ball for whatever reason. I don't really understand it, as it doesn't even give you environmental kills. So Reinhardt straight up dies. Bubble doesn't give you enough charge for the Zarya to go through the shields. No way to destroy those shields, even with just having a Reaper in deck. I think they had a Mei instead, like it was Mei Doomfist. It just really didn't work out. So then basically the momentum just kept going in their favor, and really good rotations came in from the side of Revival. So Phoenix need to just go straight up for what's the meta here. And we'll see how this works. Mei's on both sides. ice wall isolations are going to be a big thing here to see who they can segregate from each other.
Yeah, and they're already going to meet fairly early on. Of course, they want to get that advantage as soon as they possibly can. And for the meantime, at least, Phoenix have control of this point, but looks to be Revival coming in right behind him. Ice will actually trapping them in. Who's locked in with who? We'll see as... Oh no, it looks like Phoenix are slowly getting dissolved in the hellfire that is Revival's assault, but they're trying to bring this back though. Excellent support coming in, but I don't think they're going to be able to weather this at all. And finally, Revival have actually managed to control the point yet again, and they put themselves in a similar position. Their ultimates are building up quite nicely. I mean, well, Phoenix aren't really... I mean, they're building theirs up fairly quickly as well, so they might get something soon. But I think we're seeing a similar sort of snowball effect to what we saw in Sanctum there.
Pretty much. Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see because Jeff has the meteor strike pretty much ready. I want to see if there can be any results from Clownfish though.
Maybe Coalescence being deployed by Tyler might have been able to do something. Looks like it has, and oh no, Melon has died, and that's it. Yep, we're gonna see another wipe. The meteor strike comes in. I think it was more just to try and push the rest of Phoenix towards that Revival team, and it worked. They've cleaned up rather nicely, and their ult economy after that's still doing quite well.
Yeah, really good rotation. Supercharger ready with the Blizzard's going to be used. They're pretty much ready to go. Shiny Hero fortunately has that sound barrier, so they will be able to cancel the Graphitic Flux, but we'll have to wait and see if they can do anything after this. Tyler could get the Coalescence right now.
Well, maybe the option to drop it, but no, not yet. Well, actually, sorry, I do see the other Coalescence coming in from Solar there. Actually, all of Phoenix dropping their ults just to try and get some kind of granny, but if they can't break Revival, it might not be worth it. Thankfully, for their sakes, they do, and they might be able to actually get control of a point here. Lucio laying that for just an extra second.
Tyler was just a desperation push right there. Wasn't able to charge it up in time. So that Coalescence coming in from Swordless was pretty huge, and also Shiny Hero really just props to the supports keeping their teams alive through the onslaught of ultimates, and now they can build up of it and let's see how they can do here. It's going to be a couple of dry push to get some ultimates going. I don't think they're going to try to win the fight here. Oh.
Maybe. I mean, they're not testing too hard. I mean, the Ice Ball comes in. May's actually cocooned there, maybe to perhaps sword onto the point. She's dropped back almost immediately. Ice Ball being deployed again. They're trying to focus on splitting up this Revival team. Is it going to work? So Clownfish is going down there. That is one player lost. Malouine completely locked up from team, dies as well. And the divide and conquer approach here has worked out so well. Phoenix are losing their players. I mean, they're pretty much taking on his tail.
Don't play with your food.
Oh, well. I think that's going to be the case. Coalescence actually being popped there right at the end by Tyler, knowing that it's not going to do any good, basically points it towards the heavens.
I don't know if that was a good idea, because there's still Lucio on the side, and Shiny Hero could come with this Coalescence. They do need to touch, and they have a way of doing that with the Reaper.
Yeah, but we are getting towards that 100%. If they don't get onto this, though...
Oh my god, they booped him!
And the Ice Wall as well. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's going to be a bit of a downer, considering you're hyping up your team, basically. Okay, let's take this. We'll try and throw everybody at this point one last time, see if we can't bring this back. And they're all going for the same entry point onto the platform, and yeah, you have the boop, and of course the Ice Wall as well. That's basically having the door slammed shut in your face. Yeah, Revival, I don't think they had too much that, famous rust to shake off there. I think they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, seems like Revival's good to go. I think maybe a little overcommitment in ultimates was a bit of a problem, though. I saw that a couple of times where they got punished for it. Basically, when Tyler dropped that Coalescence, it wasn't really that super helpful, and like Shiny Hero and really just shot.
Yeah, so
I think so. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. No, you just got stole that for a minute. Anyways, I think, yeah, there are a couple of holes in the strategy. They said perhaps popping that ult up a little bit too early. So I mean, if they can exploit that and really just punish every little thing they can find like that, do you think they could either turn the tables or at least just make this a bit more competitive?
Yeah, I think both can, because pretty much it was just a matter of who punished whose aggression. And I think if we see the standard compositions that we usually see, then we'll be good to go. The problem is that, again, with the way that they were just being so aggressive, it was a little bit difficult for Phoenix to turn that around. But moving over to Junkertown, maybe a bit more of an open map that goes a little more straightforward and narrow is what they need. So maybe in point A it'll be an onslaught, but for Phoenix, as they try to do their best on defense. But then actually, Revival is now on blue. Phoenix is on red. So we'll see how that works out. So Revival going on defense this time, then that actually is a little bit concerning, because they were easily flanked back in Village. So that might be something that could...
Yeah, it could work against them. Map's loaded in. We're on Junkertown. And we will see the two teams swap. Just trying to see. I believe this this was Phoenix's pick.
Yeah, it should be. I would hope so. They did lose.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully they'll have a bit of a plan in mind. I mean, they're going on the attacking side there, so.
Pirate ship.
Oh well, actually, you're not wrong. Yeah, yep. You have the Orisa, you have the Bastion as well. I mean, I'm kind of curious. I've not actually seen Sigma on Junkertown, or really these kind of payload maps at all. And some nice delaying tactics coming in. The ice walls basically meant that there's only that one sliver that they could shoot through. And interestingly, we have Phoenix completely locked into their spawn. There's a bit of a flanking action going on there with the Pharmacy just trying to break the shield at least a little bit, or try and take a bit of the attention off it. This Ana sitting right back. Tyler is perhaps going to be providing a lot of interesting cover fire there just to keep the team alive, as well as try and reduce the effectiveness of this Pharmacy. But yeah, we have a Pharmacy is seemingly clued into it. They know where the Ana is. They don't necessarily want to provide that chance. And Icewall going up again. This will finally we see Phoenix actually breaking out of their own spawn properly. The payload's moving, but I think Revival are going to basically just descend on them as soon as they go around this corner.
Look at Fire. Almost has barrage as well. Just pay attention to that.
Yeah. Well, siege mode coming in there from DJ Jeff. Basically starts shooting through that pirate ship. Does not withstand that barrage, those cannonballs. And now that they've got the rest of Revival behind them, though, in fact, actually fairly wiped. It's seeming like it's going to be a straight and difficult journey just to get to the Junkertown door here.
Nice change of pace for Revival coming in here as they make a Revival with this push. It looks really strong, and also I liked how they weren't... there's no way of really being aggressive when you're running the counter pirate ship with just the double shield of the bunker that you have. They do manage to get Fair, which is pretty big, so that will slow down production and pushing the payload. But overall, this is still really good, Jeff. They have a lot of time in the time bank, so they can regroup and keep what they have going in, and just see what they can do with the ult economy that they have now, and maybe swap on to counter a little bit, maybe with a Sombra potentially.
Maybe, and I mean, yeah, we have seen at this red side take their time when it comes to basically just poking through the defenses, seeing what they can get. Well, as I say that though, they're going to commit to a push here, just trying to get through. This Pharmacy from the side of Revival, though, is looking to try and break up the attacking force, making sure they can't actually stick together too well. And as they try to hop onto the payload there, they actually have the Sigma right in the thick of that Mali one. He's actually getting a lot of good work done, staying alive and keeping a lot of attention on himself. The rest of them, though, well, this Farah will finally go down, and yeah, they're pretty much following your playbook there, Bimmy. They're just taking their time, using the advantages that they've got, and when they do make those pushes, it's seemingly not much that Revival can do to stop them.
No, they can't. And on top of that, Sorgalos has been a great Baptiste. Drop the Immortality Fields appropriately. We'll see what they can do. They might try to drop this Barrage, but this Prophetic Flux, they can't even touch with it because they contest it. And then just going to basically stagger them a little bit more. And now they have 4 minutes and 40 seconds to just complete this to the last point. With the fact that they have also ult economies charging up, trying to catch up with the side of Phoenix, or yeah, Revival actually. Phoenix being on the red side, apologies. Phoenix looking like they could be prone to just go ahead and wrap this up here. I don't know. There's just a lot of ult economy. They can stop this, and they would have to swap for it. But we'll see what happens, Jeff.
Ooh, denied rocket
Nice
barrage
block.
almost a second after it was deployed there. And yeah, Revival might just have to drop all their ults onto this just to keep it alive, but Deep is not alive. That's the Mercy, though. That's a lot of their reviving power, their staying power just gone. But Phoenix have been kind of stunted a little bit. They've lost a couple of people, but I mean, they're still keeping a presence around the payload. This pharmacy combination is somehow still alive, even though they're completely cut up from the rest of the team. Something should happen to them soon. Perhaps this opposing pharmacy combination might be able to do something. Looks like they haven't. The rest of Phoenix come in. Oh, wow.
There's two different fights going on here.
Yeah. It feels a little bit like a team deathmatch almost. But I mean, it's almost completely traded each other out.
It's almost like they practice together or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's. I mean, in fact, they're still going in that battle, that pharmacy duel, which is. Well, we've got a tech pause coming in here. Somebody has dropped. Looks
on
like
the
it
attack
was,
side too.
Yeah. Sense of chance too. Yeah, I mean, from what we've seen so far, this is a complete reverse almost of what we saw in that first one. But you called it. You're pretty much gonna have to write off that first map, I guess, as they've gotten warmed up.
Yeah, they certainly look a lot more convinced, and they also have been taking their time. They haven't been too aggressive with their ultimates. They've been looking really strong overall with just the amount of... They're not afraid to use what they have, and is basically what I'm saying, but they use it very sparingly. So what has been kind of getting the best of them is that because of just how much of a steamroll map 1 was, they haven't been respecting Phoenix as much. So now Revival, I think, needs to take a moment to just sort of take a deep breath and just sort of think about what they need to do here to reposition themselves. At the moment, they're in a great place where pretty much their objective is to burn time off the time bank. And, you know, they're winning with the ults that they have, and they have spawn advantage technically. So they have a lot of things going for them right now that they could make this, what seems like a magnificent push, could come down to overtime or just a minute left.
Oh yeah, I mean it is still just that one slip up that it takes on the side of side of Revival to actually lose that. They have a couple of ults there. Interestingly, that they actually have a better ult economy. I think just purely by the fact that they lost deep, so there wasn't even the opportunity to use that ult. And I think DJ Jeff was actually just had built up that ult by the end of that engagement there. On the side of Phoenix, though, they're all looking relatively low. The only exception being Malawan. So, I mean, it looks like they will actually need that extra time just to build up if they want to sort of go for that classic tactical coordinated push with ults, which I think might be the best way for them to actually win this decisively.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately, though, they don't want to use this time to just get back to payload so they can push it even further. They want to basically use that time to win that one last fight just so they can get it. The point. And But with where the payload is, it's going to be a lot more awkward because basically elbow. Otherwise, there's going to be enough time for them to respawn and then fight. As long as they don't overcommit to their ultimates, which is the big question here. Do they?
That's a tough one to call at this point. I mean, you've said that they pretty much have to start respecting them. So, I mean, that's with the defense side. I think that came in the form of them dropping. That was 3 or 4 ults just in that last defense, the last battle that we saw there.
Yeah, it was a lot of commitment, and then also it was all over the place. Where basically attack was all the other side near defense spawn, and then defense side was near the attack spawn, and they just basically wrecked them, and that's just going to give them a lot of advantage. And speaking of advantage, unfortunately, defense side's going to have even more advantage. Because we are experiencing technical difficulties.
Yes.
Could be back soon.
I think it was a blackout that's done this. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's as far as technical issues go. Not having electricity rates up there. It's pretty high up on the
It makes it difficult. That's why we need solar panels.
Yeah. As
I don't
like
think
a
that
backup
actually
option.
solves the problem, but there's a lot of sun to go.
Well, it is the evening over here, just about. So maybe some of our players, if they're in West Australia.
You don't think the sun just conserves that energy over time? You can't use it during the night?
Look, I'm not a scientist, baby. Okay.
I'm not a scientist either, but I don't think this is like a science thing. Maybe it is because of photosynthesis. All photosynthesis? Is it photosynthesis when not a plant is absorbing sun, but it's eating sunlight, much like a plant?
It's when you literally eat the sun. Yes, that's
it's
what that
whatever.
Is. Yeah. Again, we're not scientists.
No, I failed. That was the one class in school I failed.
The one class? That's pretty impressive, actually.
Well, I guess so. I don't know. NA lol. It's not like the other classes were super hard or anything. Like, who was our first president? George Washington. Got it! No. Stay in school, though. That helps? Question mark? Speaking of papers, shout out to Paper Airplane. Done a lot for
Sorry, yeah. I'm also having technical difficulties. That's fantastic. I've got electricity though, so I'm doing better than some, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, pause.
It's not really,
how have you been,
much to
Jeff?
say.
Like, we just jumped into this like 3 seconds ago. So.
Well, I mean, we don't know how long this is going to take. I don't know if they're going to get a stand-in or something for the side of Phoenix. They might. We don't know. They're talking it out though, so they'll hopefully figure something out soon.
You been doing all right?
Look, I'm gonna put it out there. The risk of potentially having food poisoning at the moment was not enough to keep me away from Overwatch. So take that however you want.
I'm going to say that means you're dedicated to the craft of esports, and I respect you 100%.
Thank you. That's
no problem. Did you have a good dinner, though?
It was actually really good, yeah.
What was it?
Pepper steak
Okay.
Potatoes roasted in duck fat with mushroom butter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, the mushrooms.
It's goat's
That's-
cheese agnolotti.
This all sounds really strong. Oh, they're back.
This is some great stuff. Yeah, actually, we do have all our players back in, so we might actually be hopping back into this.
Yeah.
Yes,
Why
there we
not?
go. There's the unpause.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing the thing, guy.
Yay! Everybody has power again. It's good. I like that. Well, we're finally actually seeing a conclusion to that pharmacy battle, and yeah, it is going to be Revival winning that one.
Revival's in blue, yes. So, yeah, I mean, this is a lot of swaps going on right now, so they're going to try to dry push, get some ultimates. Hopefully the Mei Ice Wall will be pretty huge. They're just going to try to go around as much as they can.
Maybe, I mean, they're trying to flank around to the left here, and oh, they've actually got a Reaper on behind, but no ults. That would have been huge. Interestingly, yeah, the Clownfish is dropping behind, saying hi, and then running off again.
Yeah, they're dry pushing right now, just trying to get some ultimates at the moment, not trying to win a fight, just get ready for a fight.
It seems to be the right move, and they're not building up too much just yet. In fact, we're seeing that rocket barrage coming in from behind. Never mind.
Oh!
Condry is dead deep. Also 6 feet deep in the ground, if you get my meaning. DJ Jeff will, however, avenge his teammates. And that's it. That is another push from the side of Phoenix, pushed back. And, well, yeah. I mean, as you said, they didn't necessarily want to break the defense. They just want to try and build up these ults. Unfortunately, I think they actually just fed Revival.
My ultimate's almost ready.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. So, be advised, well, these paper planes, they do have the coalescence. Oh, the ice wall's huge!
Oh, Arissa's gone down there. Supchan out of the way, and they're trying to get this payload moving. In fact, they've just decided to work around the defense. Oh no. Yep, okay.
Hi Jeff, how are you?
That is a very, very quickly dismantled attack. That fell apart in about 2 seconds. You know that gif of the raccoon who takes the cotton candy to the water and then it just disappears?
No, I don't, Jeff.
Well, that was it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to send that to you for reference. The metaphor's dead. Oh, Ice Wall's come in though, and that is gonna separate this defending side. Oh, maybe you get something from it? No! Water Sedge unable to get anything for his ult. That is unfortunate. DJ Jeff though has his Bastion with the ult, might be able to do something. We have the rocket barrage as well, but I mean this
Another barrage!
Yeah, that is very quickly denied. In fact, it's good that they caught up to the payload. Revival, that is. Except it's getting a bit chilly. It is dropped there, and will that keep them all in one place? Well, didn't really do enough to actually destroy the defense. In fact, that might have been a bit of a waste, I hate to say.
The timing was not terrible. It's just unfortunately when they were dropping it, it was people dying at the same time, so there was really no way to account for that. Yeah, this is just over.
This could be over. I don't know if they're getting to it. No, that's it.
But you know what? From the very steamrolly side that we saw coming in, this is a lot better coordinated. So I'm gonna say silver lining right here. Really good red team, and I think blue team needs to respect this a little bit more, and they certainly did. I liked a lot of the swaps. I don't think, normally the Pharah there is not really that great because of just how low the ceiling is, but they didn't really have any way to respond to it except for that one time where Clownfish they were low enough to the ground that 2 shotguns were able to shoot down a bird. So that worked out, I suppose, but now it's basically either do or die at this moment. Do they get match point or do they get 1-1 for the red team? So this is all riding up on here, and already off the bat, the attack that I'm seeing right here with the whole... Okay, so this is the Halt Hook. Okay, so we're going to get the Orisa Hog combination. with the ice walls.
Attackers incoming in
Could
30
work out.
seconds.
No double shield for the Bastion, though. That's my big concern. Immortality field is good, but might not be enough, so not too much synergy, but we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, I mean, it could result in pretty much a sustained attack being all that's really needed to drop those shields, and then kill them after that. Yeah, I think Sorglos is going to be, as I say, quite important for this. If the Immortality field can do the trick, well, okay. It looks like Revival pretty much just going to go straight to that flank there, and they're not getting met with the same immediate challenge that they saw last map. And yeah, it's because basically they're going to round the payload around this corner. That's it. And yeah, without those shields, actually, you could see them quickly dismantling. In fact, I think that Phoenix is going to have to fall back very quickly here. I don't think they can hold this position at all.
No, Phoenix is just having to disengage. I think if you get a good opening hook, that would be great, but they're running double shield on the side of Revival, so there's no real opening, and they don't have them. They don't have any real spam damage to speak of, so these shields are going to last for a very long time.
Yeah, I don't really have much of an answer for this pharmacy combination either. It's pretty much a bunch of harassment that's going completely unanswered.
Oh, they're dead.
Oh yeah, there's the rocket barrage. I think that's the longest rocket barrage I think we've seen in a while. Most of them get immediately stopped. So yeah, that's.
But they always get like 1 or 2 picks as they go off.
Yeah.
Always finding value. That's where you find a good Pharah. It's not if they get stunned. It's if they find value, no matter what. They certainly are. 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Holy smokes! What a tough task, and they have no hit scan.
No, and looking at that ult economy again. If you're blue, you're feeling pretty good at the moment. That's
yeah,
a
you're
lot
certainly
to
not
work
feeling
with.
blue if you're blue.
Oh boy. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's a long climb back, even just for some kind of answer to that on the side of Phoenix. And yeah, speaking of answers, Phoenix don't really have much of one, not at the moment.
Oh, and look at this. They have so many ultimates that they haven't pressured out. So this ult economy from the side of Revival is just really just gonna run away with it. There's nothing that they can do. They're hoping that maybe a Blizzard from May will just help do the trick, and then this tight corridor that they're going through in the last point will win. Matrix comes out.
Ooh, yes. Pharmacy is up above, but it does get taken out. Valkyrie's deployed by Deep, though, and that's going to keep a lot of this push going strong. And, of course, Phoenix can't really stand up to that. They don't really have anything to answer it with. That sound barrier is quite a ways away. Coalescence might have been useful, but there's so many people dead, I don't think it's going to be enough. In fact, yeah, there goes Sorglos. So, Clownfish, that is another completely torn to shreds defense.
I don't know. I don't want to sound like a broken record, Jeff, but there's literally... I've been casting Overwatch all day today. No Pharah has been contested lately. So, this is just another that story, just winding and turning. Maybe the Blizzard will be able to work out, because, I mean, there's a very low mobility comp, but I think they're just working on winning the team fight while they're slowly pushing this payload that only has to go halfway.
Yeah, 4 minutes 50 to do it. That's generous. Okay, that's a lot to work with. And this defense from Phoenix, they're getting bundled up. They're basically getting pushed into these tight-knit areas so well, and it's not really working out for them. On the other side, though, Revival, they're not wasting any time. They're getting into the exact positions they want to. In fact, look at this Orisa and Bastion, how they've gotten up onto the platform there. They've got the Overwatch. You know, it's the name of the game, and they're doing it quite well. Coalescence from Sorglos, they might be able to stop something going on here for this ice wall. Last minute to divide the team actually kind of saves those 2 defenders up there. Blizzard being dropped. Yes, it will do something. Not enough, though. Red might be able to finally stop the payload, and that's incredibly close. DJ Jeff knows he doesn't have a chance. He's basically spinning around.
Try.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, if you had to basically finally pull out a successful defense, a few meters away from, basically a couple of meters away from the threshold there is the exact time that you want to be able to do it. But look at this revival, they aren't going to let up. They're already back and looking to make another attack.
Yeah, they got the barrage, they're hot and ready. Why not go for the jugular?
Oh, and there is the barrage. It has gotten a lot of effect there. That is at least 3 defenders. Oh no, this is a wipe. There's nobody to contest this.
No way to
Reaper's coming
touch.
in, but Clownfish isn't going to get there in time. Oh no, he is actually, but he is literally sent to space.
Well done to the side of Revival, as they will go ahead and take a second win, bringing them to match point over here. And again, really better showing from the side of Phoenix. However, while they were great with their ult management, they had little to no contesting. This Pharah was free to move about the cabin in so many ways, and when they were able to punish aggression, they did not push in. There was no, okay, well, we have the player advantage, let's go in and attack. None of that happened, so let's see if this counterpick to King's Row, which is like a very middle of the road map, we'll see if that works out.
Yes. We will have to see if that does work out for them. I mean, given what similarities we can find between Kings Row and Junktown, though, I don't know if this is I don't know if this is going to be enough. I don't think this is going to be the winning pick for them.
No, I agree. I think basically you could look back at Fidget Spinner and just go, no, there's nothing. So I think the big question is that looks like they're still going to stay on defense the side of Revival, so I think they're wanting to make this a very short map because they feel confident in their holds. This is another map where Pharah can technically exceed in a couple of places, and it really requires you to have good hit scan. You certainly have Hotel and a lot of great vantage points as hit scan to be able to take out the pharmacy. Do they run the count to the pharmacy though? Do you run a hit scan? Do you run risk of not being able to break those double shields if they do run it? There's a lot of things that you have to account for on the defense side. I mean, it looks like they are going to start an attack, so let's see what they can do here. Maybe they can run a pharmacy of their own, give a taste of their own medicine for once on the side of Revival. But it looks like Revival right now, I think, definitely looking like they're the big brother team of this.
Yeah, out of this matchup, it's definitely seeming that way. I mean, with King's Row on attack, it's kind of mandatory at this point, I think, to start off with at least one with Widowmaker. So you've got hit scan for at least one moment. But yeah, I think it's going to be I think having at least one hit scan is going to be critical for them actually being able to break these defenses, or even just not necessarily just that core of the defense, the shields, but even just the harassment that normally occurs around the edges with that pharmacy that we saw before. So yeah, I think that's my hot take on it. Hit scan, please. That's
yeah, you know what? You might not actually go hit scan, because if you disengage and you stay in the backside of the hotel, the Pharah does have to get low to the ground, and you can catch them off guard with Hanzo, Sigma now with the Rock. If you're running the Death Ball with the Reinhardt Zarya, you can get it with the Zarya. So it really does basically show that you can get a lot of cover and make sure that the Pharah doesn't get a lot of value if they push in with the attack side. Reason why you probably run Hanzo a lot more is that if you have a good Hanzo, you can even though it's a projectile DPS, it still has the speed of the arrow still works out, so you can still land it. And also on top of that, the storm arrows provide a lot of value in the sense of also it's easier to take down a Pharah because it switches to hit scan, and also the pressure from the storm arrows give you a lot to break down the shields as well. So we'll see if that works out. That depends on if they're running double shield. One of the cool things about this map, Jev, is that like literally all the metas live here. They don't ever die. They don't go away, Jev. You thought a meta was gone except for goats. Every variation of a 2-2-2 comp.
I mean, that is exciting. In that case, we might actually see a lot of actual character swaps going on. Because if anything can work, then in theory, whichever team is going to be losing is going to be trying out a bunch of different things, or perhaps the other way around. If you're winning and you basically want to sort of go for what works best for each point, granted you're not going to be tossing away anything super valuable like ult build up or ults themselves, then yeah, that does become viable. Just waiting to get this kicked off, though. I'll just wait for everybody to get readied up. I think there is actually still a few more issues happening. There's more technical problems. Would you believe it?
No, don't tell me.
Yeah,
This one,
potentially a storm or something. I could be reading this wrong. I should probably just open
How's
up the
the
weather and
weather?
have a look. Well, let's
Look
check
outside.
it out. You're here. Thank you for tuning in to our weather segment. Let's find out what the
Now,
weather
Jeff,
actually
with
is.
the weather.
I'm working as fast as bomb will open up. Okay. Well, if you're anywhere near me, the weather's fine.
Oh, nice. Is it
Yeah.
sunny or?
No. It's nighttime.
So dark sunny.
Yeah. I mean, the moon, that's bouncing sunlight off at us. That's good.
That's true. Yeah. Very lovely. And speaking of the moon and nighttime in Kings Row, where we're moving right now. We're in it, Jeff. No time to wait. No time to waste time. Stop. The weather out. You know, the weather outside is frightful because there's an Omnic nation rising and spiteful. But if you say don't go, let it Overwatch.
You're doing really well right into the end. Yeah, we have loaded up into King's Row. We have the side of Revival. We're on map point, having won the previous two. So this is Phoenix's chance to try and stay in the game here. They have effectively got to win the next, only the 3 next maps to basically close this one out, but that is no simple task. That's no easy question to answer as to how they're going to do it. And,
Alright, so looking at this defense here, no answer to the Pharah per se. However, they disengage, it could work out, and Water's Edge shield is going to be very important to see where the positioning of that is. That is, if we see the Pharah. It looks like we're going to see, maybe try to get an early pick, but it looks like double sniper DPS death ball. The grab dragon strike that we haven't seen in like literally a year is coming back.
Rather reserved defense here from the side of Revival. They're holding back a fair bit. They're basically wanting them to come to them, and Phoenix, seemingly quite happy with this situation, are actually starting to get their position behind, but they will charge in. Subtran there, charging as Reinhardt, but the Ice Wall coming in behind, though, does break them up a little bit, not enough to completely thwart the attack. They are still alive for the meantime. Some trades have happened. Clownfish going down, that's Widowmaker. DJ Jeff will be the Reaper going down, and Deep and Tyler, both healers for the side of Revival, go down. This could mean that we get an early first cap onto point A. And that will be the case unless some kind of nonsense goes on, but I don't think Revival want to necessarily mess with it.
King's Row is either you hold it or you just let it go. And this is where you're going to see them a lot of times are going to try to fight this at choke now, because if they can fight this at choke, they can burn a lot of time off the time bank on the defense side. So we're going to see Revival probably try to be abusive here. Already taking out Clownfish is huge.
Yeah, that's a bit massive. Where on earth did that happen? Well,
they just went uppercut, you know, just went around back.
Yeah, and I mean that Doomfist is coming in from above and is really dead now. Super dead. That It's not stopped the attack just yet, but with that Reinhardt going down there's a lot of shields gone. This Zarya is going to have a lot of work cut out for her. Malawan trying to do the best just to keep him alive, and the trades have occurred. That's right, they've occurred. And Revival push back once more. I mean, this is fairly alright. I mean, we know that we get some good attacks in from the side of Phoenix. They're able to do that on Junkertown. However, I think it's really going to be their defense where we see the full story unfold. But not looking to have the opposite side, Revival, set up their defenses too well. They're going to challenge this one earlier on and allow that payload to move up quickly.
Nice flank from Clownfish will allow them to get the pick, and already right off the bat, a big stun coming in, but the anti-dishonest has been huge right now from Phoenix. Sword glosses, I'm loving dishonor.
Oh, look at the ults being deployed here by Revival just to try and get some kind of defense set up, and it's not going to work out for them. It's completely chewed up and spat out. Well, that leaves Phoenix with quite a bit to work with. They've got that 5 minutes, 10 seconds, and the ults as well, just to sweeten the deal. Again, they're not waiting for this defense to be set up. They're really just pushing them at every single turn, every single point.
Spawn advantage is definitely in their favor, though, Jeff, on the side of defense. So Revival is pretty good. They also have ult economies that are coming in very, very soon. Sound barrier ready from Shiny Hero as well. We'll keep them alive and going.
Well, just barely. Such a nearly going down. In fact, it will die shortly after. That was always going to be a bit of a tough one to keep alive. And Phoenix, they might have to fall back. Come back another day. Shiny Hero will skate away just in time. And yep, they've conceded it for now. But so much time to work with. They've still got 4 minutes, 20 seconds.
Yeah, a lot of time to work with, and as long as they don't drop too many ultimates, they should be fine. They get information, so I think they're just dry pushing and pressuring out ults right now.
Oh, yeah, Subgen really just mashed into the wall there. Not much that could be done. And look at this. This is the defense that Revival, I think, we're just waiting for. This last part here, the Foundry, is really just where they're starting to shine. And we did see this on Junkertown as well. At the last point when it gets really just sort of post-combat, you have a lot of high positions to work with. Seems to be doing the trick for them. Yeah, got to be rounding the corner and going at it again. Just trying to build up that ult economy. Can they do it though?
Can they, Jeff? We'll see what they can do. I mean, honestly, right now there's a lot of swaps, so they're just basically pressuring out these ultimates right now. That was a lot to commit side of Revival, but I guess at this moment they're pretty comfortable with where they're sitting at, and they push the payload back far enough that even if they do win this fight, they still have to push it a bit of ways so they can just simply regroup and respawn on the defense side.
Yeah, it's a bit expensive ultimate-wise there as the defenders, and they really did just chase them right out of town. Like, Deep is actually going to get booped right from behind, almost dropping into the hole there. Don't think he's going to survive too much longer, and yep, Deep is dead. Icefall breaking up the defenses yet again, trying to catch whatever picks they can get from this, and Revival, they're completely in disarray there. They're actually being completely separated up, which is perfect if you're on Phoenix. Got the ults coming in, Meteor Strike comes in, doesn't do enough. Subgen is the closest player on Phoenix to death. Look at this on Revival, they just keep on losing their defenders left, right, and center. They're not able to really catch any ground. DJF being the last casualty there. In fact, Subgen finally dying. That's the first row loss they've suffered, and the payload is pretty much right on its way to victory. So close. It's going to take all the ults here just to try and hold them off, but on the side of Phoenix, they have so much to work with. High Noon, I don't know if that got anyone.
Yeah, it did get Moira.
That's one, that's enough. I mean, that Coalescence could have been quite bad. Subgen using the charge, I think, just to stay on the platform, almost getting booped off. And with the respawns coming in, they might be able to hold off Sound Barrier as well. It's going to hopefully do something, but the Blizzard is going to keep them off the payload just that little bit longer without anyone to really contest this. If they just keep them off the point altogether, it's 1.3 meters. That's barely anything. look at this, the respawns coming in from Revival. They are just holding up to this point, but they've got a minute 20 to do it. And I think we're finally going to see a retreat from Phoenix.
Well, and they're also supercharged as well. This is huge. Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. That is actually pretty big. So there's a minute left. Time bank-wise, they're going to be okay. But Alt Economy, they have some things going for them, but they didn't have as much synergy as they did before. Getting the Orisa is a huge pick, though, so that's one way to start it.
Yeah, and of course they did lose Deep very quickly after Deep, wanting to try and ambush somebody and boot them off the edge. Fortunately, it was basically just hopping straight down into Meat Grinder. So Mitochondria might be able to do something with his Death Blossom, but they've got to be wary of this, and yet the shielding does go off. All it does is serve to actually just keep them off the point and divide them up rather nicely. As Phoenix basically chewed up once again, and this time advantage has gone completely out the window. You're gonna have to hop onto this and commit to a fight real soon.
Yeah, this is looking grim. This is deja vu almost, Jeff, just the way that they've been able to hold it. It seems like once defense spawn comes in really clutch for the side of Revival, they're pretty much just shutting the whole operation down, and then their attack is just something to not laugh at all. And here we go. They're gonna do their best. Earth Shatter comes in, doesn't find anybody.
Actually, grabs two of them, which is amazing. That is a good start to this. Grab on Surge coming in as well. They want to chew down these defenders, basically wear out everything they possibly can. But I don't think they're going to have the real fighting force here to follow it up with anything, especially the response coming in. We're into overtime. Can they actually keep them off the points? They can, just for a few moments. Oh, we are down to a meter again, and they get it right at the end. That was incredibly hard fought. Very small margin for error, and they managed to at least get that third point.
To 3, switching sides.
Huge, they got the dub. Well done. So, or not the dub, but they definitely managed to push it much further than I was expecting to. I thought that hold was going to be it. We were only 2 points taken, but hey, I'm glad to be wrong. Really nice stuff coming in clutch. That target prioritization. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that Earth Shatter. I thought I saw nobody get caught by it, but obviously wrong. Follow-up as well. Huge step from Cloudfish coming in with the Reaper. It was great. Now, let's see how they can do in defense. Really, at this point, all Revival needs to do is a good job, and they'll have time bank advantage. And I think if they have at least a minute and a half in their bank, they're going to look really, really good. This defense right now, pretty standard stuff with the Mei coming in. Huge. I'm just assuming that there's going to be a pharmacy because they literally ignored that the entire time, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out so well for them. Even just to start off with, might as well test the waters and see what you can do. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, there's still a bit of a time for a hover, but I don't think it's going to be that. It's not really. And yeah, exactly. 5 seconds left to go, and they're going to be hopping out that window there. I think they're yeah. I think Phoenix is just waiting for that. They don't. I mean, actually, so they've got a few things to really fight it off with. Like we were seeing from Revival, they are just holding back a little bit. They just want to fight at the statue. They're actually pulling in a bit of a counter charge there. Revive having to go in that soon. Oh no, Sufjan. Reinhardt on the defensive side has gone down. That's a lot of shielding that's lost with that player dying. Maliwan, Zarya, completely cut off, fighting behind the guard just to see if he couldn't hang on to deal life, but it's not going to work. And yeah, like we saw before, it is going to be an immediate fallback. They are just going to concede that 1 point. Go to the next choke point. In fact, hopping right back into spawn there, so I think we might see a few swaps. In fact, we have. So Maliwan's actually gone on to D.Va now.
Like old days of Bunker where you were on the defense and like you would do this in the first point so that way you could have the D.Va to contest quickly enough with the Junkrat. I mean, they managed to get the Mercy, but again, there's still spawn advantage. Ult economy wise, they're not really prepared to do something like this, but if they get good picks like they were doing earlier to be able to finish that point all the way, there's something to be said about the way that Phoenix is playing. If they can get maybe Clownfish's Blizzard off, that could be pretty huge.
They've gone for the high ground flank here just to see if they can get something. Their shield's going to be massive. They're going to be exactly what they need. But oh, Moira though, let's basically send a bouncy ball of heat through the hallways there, chopping up a little bit of their health. Ice wall, not going to be enough to actually stop them from going around this corner. That's it. They've conceded. The attackers have conceded that attacking high points, except for the rocket barrage, which isn't really going to be able to get too much.
Can't
that is one death. It does get rezzed, actually. Maybe.
No, it can't. It's not safe.
Oh well, yep. They've just opted to go for the respawn instead.
Well, yeah, it's either that or you're the mercy and you die. So it's
True.
not
It's an
that
easy
ideal.
choice.
Yeah, so let's see if Clownfish can get a huge blizzard. Sigma might eat it, but we'll wait and see.
Well, this rocket barrage coming in from behind though. Sorry, no, it won't be. That is not nearly enough to do that. Sound barrier's actually been popped here just to try and not lose from getting sandwiched between these two fighting forces. They've let it run its course though, so that additional health bonus is going to be completely gone. Coalescence has been popped just to try and keep these defenders alive, but it hasn't worked. Time-wise, I think the Defenders Phoenix are doing better than their counterparts, so they're still got a significant advantage. Are they going to fight this next point, though? Entrance to it. They should?
Yes,
you think
they
so?
should. Absolutely. Yeah, well, I mean, your goal was not to win that with the first choke. You're just burning time, so now this is just now burning even more time. They're looking... Jeff, right now, they're not looking to win. They're just looking to buy time.
Well, that might have to be the case, though, as Subchan will die. This Mei might go down soon after. It's actually Reaper that'll die. There's the Mei shortly after. Lucio's also dead. Yeah, they've, I think they've fed the beast that is the attacking side of Revive here. Rival. And set to get themselves a few more ults for this final push if they can break this defensive side, but this of course was a much more difficult point to take last round. They're going to be able to do it this time. Is going to be the real question.
Is the real question. I think they can. They have such a good ult economy right now that they're going to be ready to go. Strogolov needs to have a huge, like, coalescence. Oh, they actually managed to find something with self-destruct.
Yeah, it's not often that you see that. Normally just tries to get them off the payload. And that is going to be the Mei dying. It's forced a bit of a response there from Bastion. Just trying to lop in that artillery. Don't know if it actually got anything. I don't think it did. Oh, have attacking ult there from Sigma. Does take down Clownfish, I believe.
Oh my gosh, the supercharger! They managed to res the Bastion and then drop the supercharger, and they're still fighting this, and they have ult advantage right now.
Yeah, these are some early advantages, early wins they're getting against the defensive side, but...
God!
Oh no. Well,
that's a small hole to fall into, but I mean, when you do, it feels awful. That's pretty huge. Oh my gosh, Shiny Hero just literally saved the day. Now they have the ult advantage, and on top of that, they have better positioning. I'm not going to say anything too soon, Jeff, unlike you with CSGO, but I think we're going to go ahead and see potentially a hold.
it's an interesting deep actually causing the coalescence we popped early there, just trying to catch somebody. But, oh, well, Phoenix have been pushed back. They don't necessarily want to contest in the open ground. I don't think they necessarily want to go near that ledge either. That's a good idea. This Blizzard, though, has really caught up quite a few of the attacking side and Revival there. That will see both Lucio and Orisa dead. Without a strong fighting force to really follow it up with, I think they're going to get pushed out of here, and yeah, they're going to fall back now.
Really strong stuff coming in from the side of Phoenix. They're looking so good, and they have 2 minutes left. They're poised to take this. They're swapping and responding in kind, and I really like this a lot. So they're aware that DJ Jeff is now on the fist, so they're swapping McCree to just flashbang, right-click it, and just be done with it. They're shutting down basically whoever's been annoying to them, and these are 2 flanky DPSs. Great answers right now.
Yeah. And I mean, Revival aren't necessarily looking to let up on anything, but they're losing key players early on. Deep dying yet again. this early into the fight there, they're not going to have the staying power, the really survivability to actually fight this one. They know it, and with a minute 30 left, I think, yeah, waiting for the respawn was of course the wisest move. They don't necessarily want to commit to a lost battle.
Lost battles burns time.
True. Well, I mean, that self-destruct, they're coming in from behind. It's not going to catch anyone, but it will force them into untenable positions. But look at this, Revival basically rolling with those punches. They've stayed alive there, and they're slowly wearing down this defensive side. This Clownfish, Sufjan going down. In fact, we've got the Hammer, we've got the Wrecking Ball here. So that might be able to do something. The Ice Wall just keeping them busy enough to allow these respawns to come in. But they're trickling into this point. They're not necessarily really surviving these fights, just delaying what could be the inevitable. This Coalescence, they're really just trying to get rid of that
Another
hamster ball.
supercharger.
Oh, coming in from the side there, very early pop of the mech there, and oh no, it is up to a single Mario there to try and hold on to the point, and that is it's a fairly significant difference in times there. Sorry, well, not a huge one. It's 29 seconds difference.
30 seconds is pretty big.
It's
In Overwatch, every second counts. In like such a fast-paced game where you're trying to regroup constantly and also just build up ultimates, that extra 30 seconds means that could be just an extra coalescence or gloss. You know, in this game, I think that was really, really good. Yeah, it may not seem like it comparatively so, but I mean, half a minute, you can make a sandwich with that. If I only had 60 seconds to make a sandwich, I don't know what I would do with myself.
would you make a sandwich?
I would try, but I would probably fail in
I mean, you could make like a quick cheese sandwich, easy.
Cheese sandwich?
Yeah.
Just cheese?
You can put cheese on bread, yes. Make a
Yes,
sandwich out of it.
I mean, there is grilled cheese, that is true. But wait, just straight up cheese, like out of the fridge and on the bread?
Yeah, slice of cheese. Put some butter on that bread.
What are you talking about? Have you seen packaging of cheese? I have to get scissors and I have to fight for the cheese slice, and then the cheese slice is broken and it's just like crumpled.
Look,
and
you
now...
made this way more dramatic than it has to be. It's just a cheese sandwich.
I've never even heard of a cheese sandwich until just now.
This is the culture shock, okay? But we
The
have
culture shock pharmacy.
yes, we've hopped into next time or this next round there, as we will actually see Phoenix on the attacking side again, and so far it's not looking particularly great for them. Their entire attacking side has been basically ground down into beef. That's something you put on a sandwich, ground beef.
Yeah. Roast beef sandwich. Yes, very good.
But this is getting close to that 10-second mark there. There's no other choice. They've got to commit to this, and without really too much time to sort of pick at part of these defenses and go for what they really want to, they might not be able to do it. They've got to get to the point there just as that time runs down. They'll do it, and it means that this overtime might be able to keep them just alive, just in there well enough. They're looking to hold on to the point as long as possible. That overtime is burning down, and Phoenix are losing their attackers left, right, and center. They have nobody to really contest this after a while. That Pharah's going to be dead. This Phoenix coming in is not going to be able to do too much, and it's burnt down completely. Wow. That's
it.
That's a fairly good defense.
3-3. Switching
I mean, they didn't really have too much time to work with, but yeah, I don't think they even really I don't think they really built up anything on that first notch on the on A point.
No, they didn't. One tick to defend for 90 seconds. Can you do it?
I think this side can. I mean, let's not completely write off Phoenix. They had a particularly good opening attack when we first got onto King's Row, so it's possible.
Here's the thing, though, Jeff. I need them to focus on that Pharah. Which I'm guessing it will. Because it's gotten away with so many barrages by this point. Don't know what you would do.
I mean,
We'll
yeah,
see.
I'd say that's been a key difference so far, is that it seems like every time that Phoenix want to pop off Rocket Barrage or anything like that, the fire is almost instantly dismissed. Just made dead. Made not alive.
Yes.
5, 4,
Very made dead.
Yes, breathant
1.
is what she has made.
Defend objective.
We're might actually see that pharmacy duel again. Doors are open. Revival. Gonna try and push around this corner as fast as they can. This pharmacy, though, Mitochondria and Deep from their side might have to do some extra work just to break down these shields and provide the ground troops with the opportunity they need to drop into it. In fact, Mitochondria almost getting completely swatted out of the sky there. Well, they've lost the Bastion. DJ Jeff has left the building. He is not alive. Actually, he's revived, and that'll keep a lot of much-needed firepower. In fact, Clownfish will die in turn. Shiny Hero might want to try and go and revive that player. It's kind of critical, though, as they're getting close to that first notch there. It's exactly what they need to close out this series. 3-0 Revival will be closing it out that way, that is. And the defenders losing all their players, and the Mitochondria Rocket Barrage is beautiful, and that is exactly what they needed.
They tried their best answering it so hard. I saw Rodog, I saw Baptiste, I saw everything that they could under the sun to be able to answer that, but super clean execution and great res onto that as well. They understood that the Bastion duel was very important instead of the Pharmacy duel, because the fire could come back anytime from spawn, but like with the Bastion, that rate of fire that they can do to break the shields was so huge, and winning that ground battle would have been very, very important. Valiant attempt coming in from the side of Phoenix, but Revival just really super strong team. And with that, I think they almost certainly have qualified for playoffs with having a 5-2 record. That's pretty good. So definitely, I think either way, both teams have a good pedigree of potential and growth and wondrous play. So I'm excited to see what
I'll be excited to see Phoenix as well, because I mean, these teams have had a equal win-loss ratio there. Bit of differences in the scores, but they've both met very similar sort of levels of success until they met each other. And,
pretty much.
Yeah. So unfortunately, peace was not an option. They couldn't just put down their arms. They had to fight it out.
Sometimes greatest enemy
is literally your own orc. Yes.
Yeah.